Hi guys, it's Michelle, aka Chat-Mort, and welcome back to my humble little channel. Normally I try to do videos that have some sort of value as far as contributing to the dialogue and to the betterment of mankind, as futile as those attempts are, and today I just wanted to do something a little bit different. I don't really care for cringe type videos. I feel like it's kind of silly just to mock something or laugh at something or just to marvel at how atrociously miserable and depressed and hopeless something makes you, but this is an exception because I feel like this resource is full of completely untapped potential as far as just simultaneously rejoicing that there are people so much dumber than you and also despairing that this is the state of mankind. And that is the comments section on Glenn Beck's website, TheBlaze. Now, as you guys probably know, I am what I would consider to be an American conservative. I don't necessarily consider myself to be a Republican because I don't really think that either party stands for anything anymore. It's a lot more accurate to just identify as the political, I guess, pole that you consider yourself to be at. So sort of like a conservative libertarian. I have listened to Glenn Beck pretty much since he started being on regularly and started commenting on political stuff, which happened in 2001. So I have been brainwashed from a very young age to tolerate this man's utter strangeness. I really do like his stuff, and I do think that his channel is a very informative one. I think it's a lot more candid and just a lot more straightforward than a lot of other sort of semi-conservative channels such as Fox News. I feel like that's part of why it's not as popular. It's not so much a ponage channel, it's not constantly harping on any one issue, and despite the fact that Glenn Beck clearly has some very clear, staunch, broadcasted stances on things, his co-hosts and the other people on his channel are by no means expected to adhere to whatever he believes. There's a huge variety of people: liberal, libertarian, more authoritarian, more establishment Republican, people who are very pro-Trump, people who are very anti-Trump, etc. I really do find a lot of quality and a lot of worth and enrichment in his network. I think it's a great resource for anybody who's interested in hearing different opinions and interested in kind of trying to figure out the mindset of possibly older conservatives or anti-SJWs, if you will. However, the people who have the time to comment on the articles on TheBlaze.com are an incredible, fascinating kind of person. There are maybe one or two other people who I feel like I have anything in common with remotely, as far as not just being there to constantly harp on Trump or constantly applaud every little thing Trump does. I don't even know how to exactly articulate just how grim it is without reading you some of these comments. There really is no way to convey to you just how surreal and infantile and nonsensical and just utterly immature the mindsets of some of these people are. I do want to point out that there have been proven to be a lot of people, like Russian operatives or just people being paid by very leftist groups to sow dissent and to try to create the illusion that there is a lot more negativity concerning these viewpoints and these articles and outlets than there are authentically, which shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. We all know that that's been happening with Twitter and Facebook. So not all of these comments are genuine, and I hope to God that some of these people who are very conservative or pro-Trump or Republican or whatever are trolls themselves, just trying to make our side, that is the right or libertarians, look completely psychotic. I'm really hoping against all hope that some of these people are just trolls. They're just pose. But I'm not sure. I'm going to illustrate my agony here and possibly give you some insight into why people are suicidal and don't want to live anymore by reading you some of these comments and just giving you a glimpse into how strange and wondrous the world of TheBlaze.com really is. Let's take a peek at the comments section of teen suicides up 70+% over a decade. This was published March 20th by Breck Dumas. The Centers of Disease Control and Prevention have reported an alarming rise in the number of teen suicides between 2006 and 2016. It talks about the fact that Black teens have always had an extremely high suicide rate that hasn't really risen as much as some other demographics. Young women specifically have started killing themselves at a horrifyingly high rate, especially compared to 10 years ago. It talks about how in an Ohio school district, over the course of 6 months, 6 students killed themselves in what seemed like completely unrelated attempts. So let's take a peek at some of these insightful comments. Just think how many more we would have lost if Obama had been president for life, capital L, with E very useless demo apostrophe crit politician doing what they've done for hat decade, only more of it. Extremely sad. No surprise that the snowflakes cannot handle life with the breakdown of the family and religious values, and taking God out of the classroom. I mean, does that really help all that much? MySpace was founded in 2003. Facebook was founded in 2004. Twitter was founded in 2006. Weird. Okay. Teen suicides up 70+% over a decade. Need to smoke more of that safe marijuana, have more Facebook friends, more tranny restrooms, and the suicide rate will drop 95%. They obviously have issues, space, thinning out the gene pool. Unfortunately, their ultra-lib parents have been urinating in their own gene pool. Survival of the fittest. They were not fit to survive. This is not so egregious itself. And what has happened in the last 10 years? Space, ? Let's see. 1. Smartphone, space. 2. Social media, both of which give either instant gratification or instant bullying. Oh, but let's check out this lovely response. Not to mention the butthole years. Good Christ. Somebody posted the entirety of the lyrics to a song called Fear of a Blank Planet by Porcupine Tree. See, nobody wanted to live anymore under the evil, corrupt, totalitarian regime of Barack Hussein Obama. People just saw no hope, and the only change was for the worse. Nuff said. For God's sake, is that really an appropriate comment? Does that really help? Does that really enhance the world in any way? Does that really enrich our lives in the dialogue at hand? Really? You mean the decade of Hussein Obama and indoctrinated liberalism? 4 upvotes, 2 downvotes. Liberalism. That's it. Just liberalism. Let's take a peek at the comments section on this article. Federal Election Commission launches investigative probe into the NRA. Here's why. The Federal Election Commission has launched a preliminary investigation into the National Rifle Association to determine whether the pro-Second Amendment organization relieved illegal contributions from Russian entities intended to benefit the Trump campaign in 2016. That's basically what this article is about. I don't think anything has been discovered yet, and no one has really commented on the investigation. So, what do the Blaze users who have the time and energy to post on this website have to say? Time to open Capital Union books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Exclamation points. Been past due for more than half a century. Semper Fi. Fake news! Typical libs, period. The left is out to demonize and dismantle the NRA is all. Best part, comma, all they have done is to awaken a somewhat sleepy giant of American population to the absurdity of leftist claims. Prediction is the membership of the NRA and donations will now go higher than ever! Exclamation point. What? Is there some kind of strange mental block that prevents people who were born before the 80s from actually using correct capitalization? What is the problem here? What is this desperation to emphasize every other word in ways that make absolutely no sense and are completely incoherent? What were they teaching when our parents were in school? What did an English class consist of? Anything? Did they have English back then? What were they teaching these people? I'm not even going to expend the energy to attempt to read this. Who are these people? Are these real people? Because I feel like if somebody was going to program a bot to create any kind of mischief or simulate actual dialogue, they would know better than to make it look like it's never spoken English or typed English before in its life. How? How are you alive? How have you filled out legal documents? How have you communicated with people in letters, in emails? Are you capable of communication? How have you survived long enough to be old enough to have a wife and children? How? Excuse me. Here's a pretty interesting article. What if our politicians weren't the bitch of the NRA? Asks student behind national gun protests. This article is basically explaining a PSA that was filmed and starred David Hogg. So it basically outlines that advertisement itself. It also talks about the fact that David Hogg is intending to become a lot more politically active in the near future. What does the lovely middle-aged population have to say about this? More specifically, let's see what these middle-aged, hard-working, middle-class adults have to say about a child. Interesting how the little libtard can't make his point without profanity. Guess it makes him feel big and important, unlike his counterpart, Parkland student Kyle Kashuv, who makes his points with fact and not emotion. He had to go all the way to Britain and appear on Pier Morgan's show to get a microphone where he absolutely schooled peers. I love that this person is pointing out that David Hogg is incapable of making his points without using profanity, while at the same time he has perfectly valid points that are almost completely nullified by his own inability to keep from making personal attacks on a child. What if you and other children weren't fodder for hooly weird, libtard rats and others, ? Look at PP. Why are you not going after them for slaughtering millions? ? What if you weren't a dumbo rat, libtard stooge? 5 ? Oink. He's either chatty Cathy or see and say. And whatever the hell that means, it got a whole upvote. David, you come across as a bit of a media hog, and creepy too, ... And what if you weren't the bitch of the lick spittle media, ass hat? Get back to class. 3 whole upvotes. 3. Spud Wrench has posted this same novel about 8 times in the comment section here. I wonder if the rats are providing space paying protection for little Hogg yet. I'm sure it has been brought up in Obama's House talking point meetings. Can someone please explain to me? Can someone please explain to me how someone who probably considers himself to be a conservative or Republican, wonderful, kind, benevolent, reasonable, gentle, non-judgmental, Christ-like, God believer, can somebody explain to me how calling a whole political party rats, or dumb-ocrats, or dem-o-rats, or even the fabled ultra-complex dumb-o-rats, how does that accomplish anything? How is that in any way, shape, or form consistent with the kind of upstanding moral character that you, as a wonderful Christian conservative Republican, proclaim to have and to use toward other people? This dweeb, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I didn't know high school students could take a gap year. ? Let's see what some of my fellow critical thinkers have to say when a drag queen does something positive and helpful for someone else in her community. Watch. Drag Elsa single-handedly pushes stuck police wagon free on a frozen night in Boston. This is by Jana J. Pruitt. They are sick and deranged, not weak. Oink. It is easy to get out of the snow with the assistance of 2 trannies. Okay. That one that you don't want to hook up with after the 2 a.m. last call for alcohol! ! Can we not applaud someone for doing something good once? Just once, please? No thanks. Okay. Well, space, nutty as a fruitcake, but I guess cops need all the help they can get. Ha! Gotta love drag queens. No, you don't. That there was funny. That guy's not only strong, he's a hoot. See? For God's sake, finally somebody gets it. Look what the nor'easter blew in. Way to go, Sir Elsa. With 2 downvotes. Why? Elsa is a lot, single word, more manly than a lot. Also, again, 1 single word of millennial hetero males. million hetero males. 2 downvotes. Saw a story somewhere that the new Frozen movie had a character that was a lesbian space question mark question mark question mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 periods and or 4 ellipses. I don't do Disney at all, so it doesn't matter to me. 1, 2, 3 ellipses and then 2 more periods. Ammo up. I think I want to die. I think I'm gonna kill myself now. What did people have to say on TheBlaze's article discussing the fact that Stephen Hawking had passed away? I wonder. Such a sad story that he never repented and accepted Jesus before the end. His story is very inspiring on the health side of it, and he even has a slight excuse that might have made it hard for him to research why we know the Bible is God's holy word, and Jesus is real and we all need him. Many other skeptics have no such excuse. Are you saying the fact that the man is in a wheelchair makes him less responsible for his own decision as to whether whether intelligent design is valid or not? That doesn't make any sense. And they want to take our guns away from us, comma, I don't think so, ... Are you sure you copy and pasted this to the right article? Sarah's Mary? One user, again not really talking about anything to do with Hawking's character, accomplishments, or contributions to mankind, has gone off on an admittedly well thought out tangent about the contradictions between intelligent design and agnosticism or atheism in several paragraphs here. Somebody says, "You are silly." Someone else writes out a fairly well thought out, reasonable, and completely respectable response to the original poster's paragraphs. Rimspoke says, "We also have a stable sun space period. Stars that twinkle are actually throwing out bursts of energy that would be deadly to any life on planetary systems orbiting them." 1. How does saying metaphorically that stars twinkle invalidate somebody's beliefs on intelligent design? Also, why are you yelling? Oh. What if the computer that did all the talking were just others making stuff up? The science community was just eating it all up, and really Hawking's had never been there mentally. And this guy probably upvoted his own post, yeah, but a whole nother person also upvoted it. Someone in response said, except that he had years of intelligent discovery before he ever lost his voice. He was diagnosed in the mid-60s but didn't lose his voice until the mid-80s. Those 20-some years gave us enough evidence that he was the real deal. 0 upvotes. 1 downvote. This is literally the only reasonable, respectable, mature comment I have seen in this whole damn comment section. My sympathies to his family. It is always hard to lose one's father and or mother. I miss mine every day. Come let us reason. I want to shake your hand, sir. Here's a winner. Check out that mind-blowing profile picture. Wow. Such a waste. You don't need science. All you need is a book of fiction involving a talking snake, a boat that held the entire planet's inhabitants, and a man living in a whale. Too cute. 21 people actually were so incensed by this that they dignified this idiocy by downvoting it. You do realize that you could have saved that 1/8 of a calorie that you spent downvoting this to do something that actually contributes to mankind, right? Right? Don't feed the trolls. Maybe using jargon that has to do with our generation specifically and the technology that we deal with. But the principle is something that should have relevance all throughout history and in every generation. 21 people clearly never learned that. He was an atheist who swore there was no heaven and prayed there was no hell. R.I.P. Why? What does this contribute? Nothing. Show more replies. Show more replies. Good job. Beautiful website. Much crisp. Very professional. Headline: Stephen Hawking dead. Fox News demands to know the whereabouts of Hillary Clinton. Well... ... Bye. Wow, all these passive-aggressive comments from religious people are one of the main reasons people turn away from God. And this is coming from a Christian. 20 downvotes. Jesus God! Why do we all have to kiss this nasty commie's rear? Read the guys that speak out against dear science saint here. Hawking was a scumbag. I'm glad he's gone. Stop bending the knee. Stop being fascinated. Start recognizing that these long robes would, with an ounce of power, enslave you and justify it through the proclamations of their brilliance. Statistics, they call them? What the hell are you even trying to say? Who are you trying to pigeonhole? Who are you trying to what political extreme are you even LARPing as here? This is a pretty dark one that has been unfolding recently. Minneapolis Cop charged with murder and death of Australian woman. This is also by Mr. Breck DeMoss. All cops protect bad cops, so all cops are bad cops. Oh my God! Thank effing God! Exclamation point, comma. Better late than never! Exclamation point, comma. Fry his Somali ass. Oh my God! Well, this is very sad and unfortunate that this poor woman died as a result of a cop that on the face was startled and probably thought he was being attacked, period. It is a bad trend that we are sending cops to jail for murder when they are involved in accidental shootings. If I was a cop, would I probably be hesitant to ever draw my gun for fear that I could end up in jail just for doing the job I was hired to do? So, we're constitutionalists here who believe in due process of law, except when it makes a cop look bad. Minneapolis has one of the highest Muslim populations in the U.S. 2 upvotes. Two whole upvotes for Andy Nom Nom here. No context whatsoever, no explanation as to why this might be relevant. Nothing. Nope. And you get 2 upvotes. Good job. Amazing. Voila. Bravo. Mohammed, get the flock out of here. Wow. He should already be partially eaten by worms. Why? He hasn't been convicted of anything yet. Wow. My will to live has completely drained from my brain and my body. It's over. I'm done. I am done. Wow. Well, that's pretty much all I have time for, and that's pretty much all I think anybody's psyche can handle, so I'm going to leave it there. I don't know what really to say. When I go through something this agonizing, I try to come out with a positive outlook or some kind of constructive conclusion, or just some kind of way to close things, to sort of give myself closure. And to sort of make things feel like there's a reason for them, or at least a lesson that can be learned. I don't know what that would be here, other than that there are people far more incompetent and childish than myself, and than you. And that's pretty much the only positive takeaway I have from this. Ideally, there would be more people going to the Blaze website who are kind of, you know, our age and in our generational mindset as far as the polls politically and what the most important political issues and dialogues are. I think that injecting some rationality or some sort of moderate, non-confrontational views into these discussions would be helpful, but it's hard enough myself to read these comments, let alone try to inject my own opinions in and sort of almost like moderate between the extremes. So if the only thing you take away from this is that thank God you are not one of these people, thank God there are people dumber than you out there to make you feel better, I understand where you're coming from. That's pretty much all I can do as well. But yeah, this is just a little glimpse into another fascinating area of the internet that has pretty much gone untapped as far as its just agonizing, perplexing cringe potential. As always, I'm immensely grateful to you guys for watching and giving me your opinions as well. Remember, even if you disagree with anything I say, that means a lot more to me than just not saying anything and leaving a dislike and not articulating how you feel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and if not, please resolve to make tomorrow better. Thank you again so much for everything you guys do for me. I love you dearly, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye!